You are an orphan, born with a strange gift for magic. Hunted by the church, you have fled south to the desert lands of Katesh, lured by tales of exotic adventure and fabulous riches. However, a simple treasure-seeking mission quickly turns sour, plunging you into the heart of a criminal underworld, where shady dealings and poisoned blades hide a deadly secret. Greetings, fellow adventurers. Today, Destiny Quest, a quick review and playthrough of The Raiders of Dune Sea by Michael J. Ward. Let's get started. All right. The Raiders of Dune Sea. Raiders of Dune Sea by Michael J. Ward. So Michael contacted me a couple weeks ago and asked me if I would review this product, and I was very glad he did. Check out this book that he sent me, Raiders of Dune Sea. This is not your grandma's game book, fellas. This thing weighs, I don't know how much it weighs, but it's super thick. Look at this. This is a single game book. How many pages? Put my glasses on. $6.96. I went out and bought, as soon as he did it, because I was so impressed when I looked at it, I went out and bought book 3, or book 2. This is book 2, I believe, The Heart of Fire. So far, this is book 4, Raiders of Dune Sea, and it's the most recent book in the series. 1, 2, and 3, though, were not contiguous. They don't connect with each other. So right now, Destiny Quest has a new book coming out called The Wrath of Ragnarok, and it is scheduled to come out in February, or no, wait a minute. So he intends to bring this to Kickstarter in February next year. Wrath of Ragnarok, which is book 5, and supposedly this book 5 and a book 6 will be coming out that are all connected with the same person, kind of like Legendary Kingdoms that we've played before with the whole group. This should be a single person, and you keep playing through the 3. So this is a great time to get involved if you're interested. He also sent me this World Companion, which was another Kickstarter he did right here. Reached his goal, sent me some of these really cool cards, and this companion, if you're interested. Once you start reading these books, so thick, so full, he produced a companion book that talks about the world. So I'm excited. Nobody ever talks to me until I start a video. The companion book will tell you more about the world. So yeah, but yeah, this is a game book like nothing I've seen so far. I mean, it's a game book. You're gonna go from paragraph to paragraph, making choices. Oh, and let me tell you guys something. I'm gonna put out a separate video about this, but I am dead set on starting a Twitch channel where I and you, my fellow game book freaks, can get together, and you guys can make choices, and we can play together. I set a video out a while back about playing with me, and I got some pretty good response of 5 or 6, 10 of you wanted to do it. That's plenty. We can start Twitch, and we can start playing through this, and we can have a real complete adventure together. So look for more information on that coming soon. Before we get into the rules, I'm going to go over the website really quick. How you can buy all this stuff on Amazon. Here's the World Companion. I believe this is book 1, and then I got 2, Heart of Fire. I'll probably do a run through or 2 of that soon. Book 3, and then here we go, book 4. We're starting a whole new thing, a whole new trilogy that will be with the same guy. Should be awesome. This website has and it tells you where you can buy all the stuff. It also has a great download section, which we'll be using for some of our inventory on our character sheet here soon. Some nice backing tracks, what you're listening to right now, came from this site. Very nice, very nice. And a whole lot of great information is right here. So I will share this in a little bit. Michael was good enough to let me use a PDF file because it makes playing through and explaining the rules way easier from a PDF than just me trying to videotape a book. So here's a character sheet, and this is what makes this pretty unique from anything else I've ever played. You have a piece of an item you can add on to yourself all over the place. Head, cloak, gloves, chest, feet, tons of it. And I guess according to the book, there's hundreds of magic items inside of the adventure. So my guy can look like no one else's guy. I can have my own unique guy with his own stuff that I like to keep based on my play style. and there's abilities attached to those items. There's also your 4 main attributes are speed, brawn, magic, and armor. You've got special abilities that do different modifiers, passive, warp, modifier, combat speed. We'll get into all this here in a minute. You've got a backpack that you can carry, or you can find something special that lets you carry 2 more items besides the 5. Augments, haven't run across that yet. You'll have a magic vault at some point if you find it, if you get it in the adventure. There's a magic vault that will help you that will make life easier. You can have pets, minions that you can set, whether offensive or defensive stances, notes and keywords, blank page. So yeah, your 5 attributes are speed, and this is how you do combat, is based upon the speed. Both of you guys are trying to strike each other, you and your opponent or opponents, and whoever has the higher speed strikes. You can use your brawn or you can use your magic skill, and then your armor takes away the damage. It's really simple. It's super simple. And then of course there's health, hit points, that kind of thing. You start off with nothing in this book. You might look kind of cool on the cover. The dude looks cool, but you got nothing except 30 health, which I guess is better. Oh, and you get 30 gold pieces to start off. Equipment slots, like I said earlier, you have on the left side of your hero sheet, there's a series of labeled inventory slots. Each slot represents a single place, and it tells you what you can do. So the silk wraps are going to give you speed, make you cut through the air faster with silk and magic, and has an ability to charm. Very cool. Every hero has 2 special abilities which they learn when they train a career, so you can train a career. Items of equipment can also grant special abilities. Special abilities explained in the glossary at the back of the book. Look at this, you got paths and careers. You start as an untrained novice, but as things go on, I can't wait, you can have a chance to start a career. You can only have 1 career at a time, but you can swap careers for one for another, provided you found the relevant trainer. Like I said, your backpack has 5 slots. You can only have 1 item. You can't stack things like 2 healing potions, 1 item per slot. You got your money pouch. Here's your vault. All right, so this map is divided into 2 chapters. I think there's I think Heart of Fire has 3 acts, but for this book we went down to 2 acts, which that's cool. Chapters equal acts, that kind of thing. Each act has its own map, which shows you the locations of all the different quests that your hero can take part in. So this is where it's different. I look at the map and I say, I'm going to start this quest, or I'm going to go to this town. I just choose, and then I go to the paragraph. Here's the first map of the Badlands. This is chapter 1, act 1, the Badlands. And the colors are different levels. I believe the spiders are super baddies, and then there should be a boss. So here's the boss man. I got to finish that before I can go to act 2, but I need to, do all the other stuff first, and I probably can't finish him until I do these other quests. Let's see, what are the colors for the quests? Green are the easiest, orange are the medium, blue are the super tough, red are the really tough. You got legendary monsters, which are the spiders, and then you got your boss monster. You can also go to towns, villages, camps. You can upgrade your equipment. You can only carry 1 item per slot, so you can replace your equipment. If you have to drop an equipment, it's destroyed unless you get that vault, I believe. Yep, once you have unlocked the vault. So combat is a series of combat rounds. And so guys, I'm doing a very high level right now, a very fast level through the rules so we can get through it. And then we'll do a little bit of a playthrough. We'll probably get a little bit more detailed when I do the actual playthrough. So yeah, you roll 2 d6s, you roll 2 d6s for the bad guys, you add up the speed, adding your speed abilities and their speed abilities on top. Whoever wins has hit the other person. Then basically you roll 1 d6 and you add either the brawn or the magic, whichever is higher. Monsters will only have 1 score, they won't be able to choose, and that's the damage you have, and then you subtract the armor. This is what I put out a video a long time ago. I'll try to link it right now, hopefully I'll remember, about armor class. I believe this is a great way to do armor class. Armor class in regular D&D never really made sense to me, that the more armor I put on, the harder I am to hit. The more armor I put on, the more damage it takes away from me. If I put on full plate armor, I'm not harder to hit. I'm not moving around faster because I have full plate armor. Probably moving slower than I would be if I had on, a shirt or leather armor. But when you hit me with full plate, that damage is not getting through. So this makes really good sense. If you go down to 0, you're dead. Now in this game, you just start right back up again. It's kind of fun. I mean, if there's one critique I've had so far, and this isn't a critique, it's just how the game works. I mean, what are you gonna do? Quit? You could just start over again. You could play this with one and done. So here's a combat example. I'm Hugo. I got 4 speed. Serpent's got 6 speed. The Serpent also has the special ability of Venom. Once he hits me or she hits me, then I lose 2 health on top of everything else, and that does not get picked up by your armor. Again, that makes sense. So we both roll. I get a 10 on my speed. The Serpent gets a 17. Yeah. And so the Serpent goes first. So the Serpent hits first. Rolls a 6, dang it, and it adds the brawn. So now it's doing 9. I have a 5 armor, so I take 4 damage. I go from 30 to 26, but I also take 2 damage of poison. Now, once combat is over, I go right back to full health. Yep, I go right back to full health, and I don't have any of the venom or things that happen during combat. I'm gonna have to play through this because that feels a little bit unfair, you know, like I just pop right back up. But there might be a reason for it. There's also some sort of dungeon delves. I love this book. I just like feeling it. There's also some sort of dungeon delves where you're just in a dungeon and there's one thing after another, and you cannot restore your health or lowered attributes between combats. And you got to keep trying to fight and get out and finish a dungeon delve before you die. Now that makes sense, but if the dungeon delve sounds fun, there's a way you can spend magic, like your magic points, and that again is something you can't restore. That's something different. You can't just restore that automatically after combat. Persist until you're able to restore your magic back to its normal by winning it. Okay, so if I win a combat, my magic goes back to where it was. All right, we'll run into that in a little bit. For fighting multiple opponents, it's really just 1 versus 1 until you kill them, and then you pick somebody else. You get to choose which one. Something to note. Michael mentioned to me that these books are also great for 2 people play, where one person is the book, is the DM kind of in control of the book, and the other person is making the choices and is rolling their dice. So that makes sense. This could be a 2-player game. It makes perfect sense. If only I had a friend. Yeah, so here's your special abilities that you can use. That either helps you in combat, allows you to boost your attribute score or influence dice. We'll see what happens during that time. I'm waiting for some of these to just happen, and then it should make sense. And if not, I'll come back here. Speed, passive, like bleed or thorns, and then warp. I want to learn about that during the adventure, so good. You can only use the ability once in combat unless otherwise stated. You can use 1 backpack item per combat round. Makes sense. This is fun. During your adventure, you'll come across a number of special items that allow you to upgrade an item of equipment. So you can do each item can be upgraded 3 times. Very cool. Here's where I was saying that if you die, you can just start again. You can go to a town. You're right back to where you're at. Consumable items. That was the phrase I was thinking. Are gone. There's a little bit of punishment for dying. There'll be challenge tests where you a lot like Pathfinder. You climbing the cliff. If you want to climb the cliff, you got to beat a challenge of 9. So you roll 2d6, you add your speed, and do you win? Yes, great. We got advanced rules of pets and minions, so they can take different stances. You can have pets, you can have minions, and that is cool. And they can either help you take some of the damage, or I don't really understand the passive yet. I'll get to that in a little bit. All right, it's time to start the playthrough.